Easter celebrations by Christian denominations according to the Western calendar are confined to masses and prayers. Syrian army carries out intensive operations against al-Nusra in Idleb and eliminates others in Daraa and Deir countryside. "857 people are killed and thousands are wounded in Saudi-led aggression on Yemen. Good afternoon and happy Easter. Easter celebrations by Christian denominations that follow the Western calendar are limited to masses and prayers due to the hard time in Syria and in respect to the souls of the martyrs who sacrificed themselves for the sake of the homeland. Easter enhances feelings of love and peace that bring the Syrian people together, forming the basis of their strength and fortitude. In the Cathedral of the Lady of Weeping for the Melkite Roman Catholic, a Mass was led by Patriarch Gregory III Laham, Patriarch of Antioch and all the East for the Roman Catholic, praying to God to protect Syria from evil, as it is the place where the message of peace was launched from. In their sermons, the two cathedrals of St. Cyril for the Roman Catholics in Qassar and the Evangelical Church called on all Syrians to unite their ranks to face the pressures and challenges and pray to God to protect the Syrian Arab army, wishing for the Syrians to begin a new life, working together to rebuild their country. Several other sermons were held at the Syrian Catholic Cathedral and the Cathedral of the Armenian Catholic Church, as well as the Maronite Church, calling on those who led the aggression against Syria to stop their bloodshed. In Sednaya, the Christian denominations that follow the Eastern calendar celebrated Palm Sunday amid feelings of hope for Syria's victory so that peace would be restored across the country.
تحتفل الكنيسة الرسولية الأرمنية الأرثوذكسية مع كنائس المسيحية الأخرى وكل العالم المسيحي اليوم بعيد الفسح المجيد. قبل 100 عام كانت الآلام والإهانات والتشريد والتهجير والموت معناها أجدادنا على يد الجلاد التركي، فكانت حاصلاتها خسارة 1.5 مليون من النفوس البريئة والتهجير ما تبقى من الشعب الأرمني من وطنه ووطن أجداده لآلاف السنين، إلى أن شعبنا الأرمني انتصر على الموت وصنع قيامته على هذه الأرض الطاهرة، أرض سوريا الحبيبة، أرض القيامة. أنتهز بمناسبة احتفالنا بعيد الفصح المجيد ليتوجه باسمي شخصيا وباسم أبنائنا في الكنيسة الرسولية الأرمنية بالتهنئة القلبية إلى إخوتنا من أبناء كافة الكنائس المسيحية وإلى كل فرد من أفراد شعبنا السوري. المسيح قام من بين
Under the patronage of Mrs. Esma Al-Assad and within World of Orphan Week, Lemset Shifa Charity and Big Idea held an entertainment activity for orphans under the title To Draw a Smile.
The event, which was held at Al Jala Gallery, includes artistic and cultural activities. Gifts will be offered to children too. Chairwoman of Lamset Shifa said that the event aims at entertaining children and emphasizing that there are people who do take care of them, clarifying that today's activity is part of the activities of a week-long, as it was preceded by visits to Damascus orphans' houses. The event includes several activities like painting, cooking and shopping, adding that it will wrap up at 9:30 p.m. The world marks in the first week of April the Orphan Week to boost awareness over the need of paying attention to this group and fulfilling their needs. Lamset Shifa Charitable Association covers the expenses of surgeries for poor children and orphans, and it provides support to families of orphans and sick children. Its activities spread to cover the needy of all ages, opening several departments for distributing relief aid and orphan sponsorships.
In the same context, an event was held at Our Lady of Sednaya Monastery in the Aramaic-speaking Sednaya city in Damascus countryside to entertain and distribute gifts to orphan children. Minister of Social Affairs pledged that the ministry is committed to look after children who lost one or both of their parents. She made a particular reference to children who have been orphaned due to the current crisis in the country. While the ministry has recently conducted an assessment of the orphan associations in the country to gauge their various necessary needs in terms of financing, training, and services. ISIS and al-Nusra terrorist organizations committed massacres, killing at least 9 people as they kidnapped dozens of civilians from Yarmok camp. They also planted explosive devices in the houses in accordance with what have been announced by the secretary of the Palestinian factions, Khalid Abd al-Majid. The United States condemned the entrance of hundreds of ISIS terrorists with the help of al-Nusra to Yarmok camp. Patriarch Atullah Hanna, the Archbishop of the Sebastia Roman Orthodox, stressed in a letter of solidarity to the people of Yarmok camp that what is happening in the camp is a part of the colonial scheme that targets Syria. Former Turkish prosecutor Azizi Takji said that President of the Turkish regime Recep Tayyip Erdogan asked him to cancel the seizure of the trucks that were carrying weapons to the terrorists in Syria. Takji clarified that those trucks belong to the Turkish intelligence body and that Erdogan, when he was a prime minister, called him and demanded that he should cancel the seizure of these trucks after he claimed that those trucks were carrying humanitarian aid to the Syrians through the Turkish Relief Organization. Takji pointed out in a speech he delivered to the Supreme Commission for Judges and Prosecutors that the case that is held against him because he seized those trucks in January last year is unfair, pointing out to the contradiction between Erdogan's statements and the Turkish intelligence body concerning trucks loaded with weapons. The former prosecutor stressed that several similar and dangerous incidents took place through many other crossing points, especially at Rihania crossing, like the seizure of trucks loaded with weapons to be smuggled to terrorists in Syria and chemical materials that are used in making the sarin gas. Saudi Arabia and its allies continued their airstrikes targeting several areas in Yemen, killing more innocent civilians and destroying the infrastructure. Airstrikes targeted a number of locations in Sana'a, Aden, and Saada, as the Saudi aviation committed another massacre in Hajar al-Kash village in Sana'a, killing 9 people from the same family and injuring dozens. On the other hand, the human rights institution Beit al-Hurriya announced that this offensive had killed about 857 Yemenis, including 160 children, in addition to 1,214 wounded people, showing that about 15,000 families are now impacted by these strikes. With this, we conclude our news for today. Thank you for watching. For more details about Syria and the region and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website in English, syriaonline.sy. Now to latest business and market news, but after a short break.